Hey there, Python enthusiasts! Have you ever needed to repeat a task multiple times? Instead of writing the same code again and again, we can use functions to simplify our code. Sounds efficient, right? Welcome back to the Knowledge Academy's YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into functions in Python. By the end of this video, you'll master defining and using functions to make your code more modular and efficient. It's ready to enhance your Python skills. Let's get started. So, what is a function? Functions in Python are really handy. Think of them as small pieces of code that do specific tasks. Instead of writing the same code over and over, you just call a function. This keeps your code clean and easy to manage. Imagine functions as tools in your toolbox. You use them to build bigger and more complex projects without starting from scratch every time. Let's start by defining a function. The syntax for defining a function in Python is simple. Use the def keyword followed by the function name and parentheses. Inside the parentheses, you can define parameters if needed. Then, add a colon and indent the code block that makes up the function body. Nearest, we type def to indicate we're defining a function. Next, we type the function name followed by parentheses and then a colon. Inside the parentheses, you can specify parameters if needed. Finally, we indent the code block that makes up the function body. Here's a simple example. We defined a function named greet that prints hello world when called. Notice the indentation after the colon. This is where the function's code resides. To use a function, you need to call it by its name followed by parentheses. Let's see how to call the greet function we just defined. To call the greet function, simply type its name followed by parentheses. When we call greet, it prints hello world to the console. Simple, right? Functions can accept parameters to make them more flexible. Parameters are variables listed inside the parentheses in the function definition. Arguments are the values you pass to the function when you call it. Let's see an example with parameters and arguments. In this example, we defined a function named greet that takes one parameter, name. Inside the function, we use this parameter to print a personalized greeting. To call the greet function with an argument, type the function name followed by the argument in parentheses. Here, we pass Alice as the argument. So the function prints hello, Alice, to the console. Python functions can have different types of parameters: positional, keyword, default, and variable length parameters. Let's explore these types with examples. Here, we have a function add with positional parameter a and b. The function returns the sum of a and b. When we call add 3, 4, it returns 7. Keyword parameters allow us to specify the argument name with values, so the order doesn't matter. In this example, introduce age 30, name Bob, prints my name is Bob and I am 30 years old. Default parameters are used when we don't provide a value for the parameter in the function call. Here, if no argument is passed, the function prints hello guest. If we pass Alice's, it prints hello Alice. Variable length parameters using *args allow us to pass a variable number of arguments to the function. In this example, summarize 1, 2, 3, 4 returns the sum of all arguments, which is 10. The return statement is used to send a result back to the core of the function. It exits the function and optionally passes back an expression to the caller. Let's see an example. In this example, the add function returns the sum of a and b. The result is stored in the result variable and printed to the console, showing 12. Lambda functions are small anonymous functions defined with the lambda keyword. They are useful for creating small, one-time use functions without a formal definition. Let's see an example. In this example, we defined a lambda function to add two numbers. The syntax is lambda followed by parameters, a colon, and the expression. calling add3 for return 7. When writing functions, follow these best practices. Use descriptive names, choose meaningful names for functions and parameters. Keep functions small, write functions that perform a single task. Document your functions. Use docstrings to explain what your function does, its parameters, and its return value. Avoid side effects. Minimize changes to variables outside the function. Test your functions. Write tests to ensure your functions work correctly. In this example, we used a docstring to document the add function, explaining what it does, its parameters, and its return value. That's it for today's tutorial on functions in Python. We've covered defining functions, calling functions using parameters and arguments, the return statement, Lambda functions, and best practices. Practice these concepts to make your code more modular and efficient. In our next video, we'll dive into Lambda functions and explore their use cases and benefits. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more exciting and informative content. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update.